Quick check. There's that one thing you've been meaning to do for 3 days now. Reply to that text. Book the doctor's appointment. Wash that one dish. Email your mom back. You think about it. You whisper, I'll do it later. And then somehow 20 minutes pass and you're just staring at the wall. Doing nothing. Not even enjoying the nothing. And somewhere in the back of your head, a small, mean voice says, You're so lazy. Stop. I need to tell you something. You're probably not lazy. Your brain is just running on 3% battery, and nobody told you that's a real, measurable thing. Today, I'm painting 6 signs you're mentally exhausted, not lazy. By the end of this video, you might look at yourself a little differently. Probably a lot. First, let's clear up the biggest mistake you've been making about yourself. Laziness and mental fatigue look identical from the outside. Inside, completely different animals. Lazy is when you don't want to do the thing. Mentally tired is when you want to do the thing desperately, and somehow you still can't move. That tiny difference is the entire video. Here's the part nobody mentions in school. Your brain weighs about 3 pounds. That's 2% of your body weight, but it burns 20% of your energy every single day. Your brain is a tiny, glowing, glucose-eating monster strapped to the inside of your skull. So when you can't do something simple that isn't a personality flaw, that's physics. Here are 6 signs your brain is out of fuel, not out of character. Sign has hone. Simple tasks feel like climbing a mountain. There is a single dish in your sink. It has been there for 3 days. You know exactly how long it would take to wash it. 12 seconds, maybe 15 if you're being thorough. You walk past it. You see it. You feel something heavy land in your chest. And you walk away. Again. Or maybe it's an email. 4 sentences. Hey, sorry for the late reply. Here's the file. Talk soon. That's it. You've been going to send it for 5 days. Here's the difference. A lazy person looks at the dish and thinks, not now. They don't feel anything about it. You look at the dish and feel exhausted just thinking about it. That weight isn't laziness. It's a brain saying, I cannot afford one more decision today. This is something psychologists call cognitive overload. Your brain has been spending most of its fuel just keeping you upright. Pay rent, read texts, show up, be a person. By the time the dish enters your awareness, there are no resources left for it. The dish doesn't weigh anything. The deciding weighs everything. And your brain ran out of pocket change to pay for it. You're not avoiding the dish. You're out of decision money. Sign #2, you feel tired even after sleeping. 9 hours. You went to bed at 10 p.m. You woke up at 8 a.m. That's 10 hours. That's enough sleep for a small farm animal, for a teenager, for an entire family. And you still feel like you got hit by a truck. So you do the thing. You crawl back into bed. I just need more sleep. 2 more hours. You wake up worse than before. Here's the secret nobody tells you. Sleep does not fix mental fatigue. Because the problem was never a sleep deficit. The problem is an overload deficit. Your body rests when you sleep. Yes. But your nervous system rests when there's nothing pulling at it. No notifications, no decisions, no inputs, no scrolling, no, let me just check one thing. When was the last time you went 30 minutes without a single screen, sound, or task tugging at your brain? Like, actually? That's what I thought. You sleep with your phone on the pillow. You wake up, and the first thing your eyes see is Instagram. Your brain technically went offline for 10 hours, but it never unloaded. Your body slept. Your brain didn't. Sign #3. You're snapping at people who don't deserve it. Your friend asks what you want for dinner. It is the most innocent question in the English language. And inside, you feel a hot wave of irritation. Why are you asking me this? Why is this my problem? Why does anyone need to eat? Ever? Or the cashier asks, paper or plastic? And you genuinely think about crying. You're not a mean person. You don't hate the cashier. You don't hate your friend. You love them. You wish you didn't feel this way. So what's happening? Your prefrontal cortex, that's the front part of your brain that helps you stay calm, think before you snap, and not yell at strangers in supermarkets, runs on the exact same fuel as your decision-making system. When the fuel runs out, two things go at once. You can't make decisions, and you can't filter your reactions. Meanwhile, your body's been marinating in cortisol, the stress hormone, for hours, maybe weeks. Your skin feels too tight. Your jaw aches. Everything anyone says feels like sandpaper. The cashier didn't do anything wrong. Your friend didn't do anything wrong. You ran out of the chemistry it takes to be polite. You're not mean. You're maxed out. Sign #4. Things you used to love feel boring. Your favorite show is sitting right there. The new season just dropped. You waited months for this. You open Netflix. You scroll. You hover. You scroll some more. You close Netflix. You're not in the mood for anything, including the thing you love. Your guitar is collecting dust in the corner, the one you used to play every night. Your game is paused on the title screen. Your favorite hobby has the personality of a wet napkin. You don't hate any of it. It just doesn't call to you anymore. Here's why this one is scary. A lazy person can still happily eat pizza, binge Netflix, and play video games for 9 hours. Lazy people enjoy the laziness. Mental fatigue takes the joy with it. This has a real name. It's a mild form of anhedonia, the brain dialing down its reward system to conserve energy. Your brain decided pleasure is too expensive right now, so it quietly turned the volume down on everything. The joy is still there, you just can't hear it. Your joy didn't disappear. Your brain just ran out of room for it. Sign #5. Your brain forgets the stupidest stuff. You walk into the kitchen. You stop in the middle of the floor. You came in here for a reason. A specific reason. 5 seconds ago, you knew exactly what it was. Now, nothing. Total static. You're just standing there, holding nothing, going nowhere. Or you put your keys down. 3 minutes later, gone. You search the same 3 rooms 4 times. Or mid-sentence, your brain forgets the name of your coworker, the one you've worked with for 2 years. Their name is right there. You can taste it. It will not come. You start saying like it's a verbal hiccup. Words you've used your entire life suddenly need a loading screen. This isn't dementia. You're not falling apart. This is brain fog, and it's a textbook symptom of mental fatigue. Your brain has something called working memory. Think of it as RAM. It's where you hold what you're doing right now. When you've been processing too much, for too long, too many decisions, too much anxiety, too many open loops your RAM fills up, there's no space left to remember what you walked into the kitchen for. You haven't lost your mind. You just opened too many tabs. Sign #6. You can't make tiny decisions anymore. Your friend asks where you want to eat. You say, I don't care. You pick. Here's the thing. You're not being polite. You're not being agreeable. You genuinely, deeply, in your bones, do not care. Pick a restaurant. Pick a parking lot. Pick a dumpster. You'll eat whatever. Or you've been scrolling Netflix for 35 minutes. You haven't started a single thing. You turn the TV off. You stare at the wall. Or there are 4 shirts on your bed. You're standing there in a towel. 20 minutes have passed. You're cold now. A lazy person knows what they want. They just don't feel like getting it. You don't know what you want anymore. The wanting itself feels broken. This is decision fatigue. And it's the most measurable one on the list. Today, you've already made thousands of micro decisions. What to wear, what to eat, how to phrase that text, which font, which emoji, which route, which podcast. By 6 p.m., the part of your brain that chooses is empty. The fuel is gone. There's a reason Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day. He removed the small choices to save fuel for the big ones. You haven't been doing that. You've been spending your fuel on emoji. You're not indecisive. You're spent. Okay, time for the part that might actually change something. When you feel lazy, your brain isn't betraying you. It's pulling the emergency brake. Stay with me. Think about how your body protects you. When your body gets too hot, you sweat. Automatic. When your eyes get too dry, you blink. Automatic. When your hand touches something burning, you pull back before you even think. Automatic. So what happens when your brain is overloaded? Same system, same purpose, different output. You feel lazy. That feeling is not a flaw in your character. It's a built-in safety mechanism. Your brain physically cannot do what you're asking it to do, so it slows you down because the alternative is a full crash. The real problem isn't your laziness. The real problem is that somewhere along the way, you got taught that resting equals failing, that stopping is weakness, that a brain on 3% should just try harder. But your brain can't be lazy. It's a 3-pound organ burning a fifth of your body's energy every second of every day. It doesn't get to take a vacation. When it tells you to stop, it's not betraying you. It's saving you. Your laziness isn't a flaw. It's your brain pulling the brake before you crash. You don't need a 5 a.m. cold plunge. You don't need a 7-page gratitude journal. You don't need to bullet journal your way to enlightenment. You need one sentence. Next time that mean little voice whispers, "You're so lazy," pause and ask, or, "Am I just out of fuel?" Most of the time, the answer is yes. And knowing that answer, it doesn't fix you. It doesn't refill the battery. But it does one important thing. It stops you from beating yourself up while you're already on the floor. Because shame doesn't refill anything. Rest does. Permission does. So please, give yourself the permission. Your weird brain isn't lazy. It's just begging for a nap. Painted simple. If you watched this whole video while actively putting off something, congratulations. You're not lazy. You're tired and human and exactly where most of us live. Subscribe to Painted Brain. Every week, I take one weird thing your brain does and paint it simple. The stuff nobody told you. The stuff you've been blaming yourself for your entire life. The next video might be exactly what you need to hear. I'll see you in the next one.